Good morning, vintage gamers. Today is RCQ day. Every once in a while, Magic Online grants us the privilege to play a PPTQ. These used to be a direct qualification PTQs, but with the new system, these are now qualifying for regional championships. So, for instance, if I were to win, not even win this event, I think it's like top 4 or top 2 slots. I don't remember. Get an invite to the local regional championship, which for the United States is in San Diego at a DreamHack, and it's standard, I believe. So it's something. But these are typically high stakes Magic Online events that draw in a large crowd of grinders. So it should be nice practice for upcoming real tournaments with 4 seasons and Eternal Weekend on the horizon. The modern horizon, one might say. So yeah, if you watched yesterday's video, when this comes out, you will have known that yesterday went very badly. Yesterday we went 1-4, and I don't go 1-4 with meme decks. So going 1-4 with what I feel like is my best deck is a little shocking. And what I told chat before this was I need some more data. I need to determine if that something is drastically wrong here, or if I ran into bad variants, or if I played bad. I put it on Twitter. I need to figure out the combination, what percentage of each of those things is true. Like, how much was it variance? How much was it bad mulliganing? How much was it when my deck is actually bad? I don't know the answer to those questions. So today we're hopefully going to learn them. I hope today will go a lot better. I do have confidence in this deck. I think this deck is really strong. But yeah, we played against a bunch of Tinker mirrors yesterday. And they didn't go very well. We did win, we did have to play against Jeskai. But Tinker Mirrors have always historically for me been kind of a wash. You can gain some advantage by, playing some opposition agents and more Flusterstorms and mystical disputes and that kind of thing, but they are inherently fairly volatile Magic the Gathering matches. So today we're gonna run it back and see what happens. That's really all I have to say. Hopefully this goes well. This is going to be a large event. We already have 140 players, which means we will have 8 rounds of Magic the Gathering. I will see you in round 1. If you'd like to see your deck played on this channel, check out the Patreon link in the description below, where you can find all the information you need to submit a donation deck list. Let's battle. Okay, here we are, round 1 of the Vintage RCQ. We're up against Shatoon. Shatoon likes to play Prison Shops. Our deck is actually fairly well positioned versus Shops because I continue to respect the deck. I know people don't think Shops is very good right now, but I continue to respect the deck. I am on 3 basic islands, a Hercules in the main, and 3 more Hercules in the board, including a robot. So I do like PO against Shops. I do think that aggro Shops is a bit easier to beat as PO than Prison Shops. But again, we start this tournament with a hand with no mana sources. This was definitely a reoccurring theme yesterday. I was hoping it wouldn't continue, so we'll have to mulligan. This hand has Mental Misstep, Flusterstorm, Sensei. This hand's also very, very bad. Against Shops, you're really looking for a bunch of Moxen and some kind of powerful turn 1 play, or a powerful turn 2 play with Force Backup. But this hand, maybe you can consider on the draw against like Breach or something. But assuming my opponent is on Shops, and I don't think that's an unreasonable assumption based on Shatoon's recent deck choices. And something that you can do on Magic Online, which I don't know if everyone else does, is the metagame dashboard that I put out that has all of the data. Is publicly available. You can make a local copy, and with your local copy, you can use the search functions. So, for instance, if I were to play against Shatoon in an RCQ, I could search Shatoon and find out that Shatoon has, over 400 vintage matches since the data started in Modern Horizons with over 53% win rate, and lots of Shops and lots of Bug. But they did play some 8 casts and some Tinker down here as well, so. This is publicly available information. If you're not doing it, your opponent might be doing it. So just something to think about. I'm going to mulligan this hand. My opponent did keep 7, but I just don't think this hand is good enough to beat Shops. I don't know. This hand has mana, but it doesn't have any Moxen and has Mental Misstep Flusterstorm. So I think I'm going to mulligan this hand as well. So none of our hands so far have had any Moxen, and they've all had like Mental Missteps and Flusterstorms. All right, I'm going to mull to 4. Yeah, this is our best hand. This has a Tinker, so... And this is the power of the London mulligan, which is really, really nice. I'm just going to put... I'm just going to put everything on the bottom and go for turn 2 Tinker and hope it works. That's like really all I have going for me here, so... So if my opponent does have a sphere, things get hard. If they don't have a sphere, then it's just a pretty simple Citadel. We don't have a robot in our main. If we had a robot in our main, then we could go for a Sphinx or something. But it's funny because our 4-card hand was easily our best hand. Oh, okay, well. We're gonna go crack our fetch and get a basic island, and then... I don't have to mystical yet, so I won't. The good thing for us is that Sorcerer's Spyglass is not mana abilities, so they currently don't do anything with the Sorcerer's Spyglass. They're probably going to hit Sensei's Top or Urza Saga. Oh, sorry, not Urza Saga. This is, well, I guess I could do it. Sensei's Top. They do have Moxen. Do they have a Sphere follow-up? That's the worst case scenario. Chalice on 1. That's an interesting choice. I don't think I would have made that choice, opponent. I think I would have just played this Chalice on 0. Now I'm just going to go for Tinker, and but the path is pretty clear. Am I going to flip off of... I'm going to actually get rid of Soul Ring instead of Mana Crypt, because if I want a PO later, I can't really replay the Soul Ring anyways. So I did lose a Mana Crypt flip, so I am Citadeling with 16 life. Let's see what happens. Karn is a pretty good draw. I did brick off on this Force of Will. Nope, we ran back the same 75. I'm not going to force my own Karn here. I am just going to kill the Chalice this turn. And then I'll just hold open Force, I guess. I can always kill my Mana Crypt, so... This is a little bit of an awkward brick, but at least we got the Karn first. That's going to really limit the things that my opponent can do. Nettle Cyst. I'm just going to force this. Oh my. Things are getting dicey. Well, they also have a Sorcerer's Spyglass on Sensei's Top, so... Good God. So if I cast Vampiric... I go from 7 to 6 to 4, and then I could go to 1 off of Mana Crypt. I don't know if I can cast this Vampiric. I guess if I cast Vampiric and I get... I think I have to... I mean, I could get Ancestral. But then if I cast Ancestral, I could die to Mana Crypt. I think I'm just going to not cast Vampiric, which maybe is greedy. Won the Mana Crypt flip. Winning that Mana Crypt flip is really important. I can't let this continue. We need an Underground Sea. Hit an Ancestral. Hit a Repeal. I think what I'll do for this Repeal is try to go for a Lattice kill and just bounce my Mana Crypt. I didn't hit a Moxen. So I currently am 1 mana away from a Lattice kill. Okay, so if I go Vamp for Lotus... God, why is this so difficult? Okay, so if I go Vamp for... No, because then I can die to Mana Crypt. So instead, I should Vamp for... I don't think I can vamp here. This has been really, really bad, Citadel. It's been very awkward. I tinkered away the Soul Ring because my opponent had a Chalice of the Void on 1. I did say that. Well, I'm not gonna chill. I'm gonna play this top and try to find Moxen. I just haven't. Oh, I can't play. I can't get. Of course I can't. All right. I am gonna use my mana though. Is what I'm trying to say. I guess. There we go. I don't get why the Chalice matters because I'm a paradoxical outcome deck. What? Oh, here are my Moxen. All right, so now things should get a little bit easier. So I can go to 1 and get a Lotus. So if I get or what if I go to 1 and I have 1, 2, 3, I can't so if I get a Lotus and then I PO and I will have 2 blue remaining, and if I hit any Moxen, I can play Lattice. Or like hit any Opal, I can play Lattice. Should I get Lattice now and then pick up my Karn? No, I don't want to pick up my Karn. Okay, let's just PO 1, 2, 3, 4, like a million. Okay, we got there. Okay, that was really annoying, but we did end up getting there. Okay. Man. Like a very common thing to happen when you start comboing off with Paradoxical Outcome off of Bolas' Citadel is to replay your artifacts. And Soul Ring we could never replay. Not never, because we ended up with a Karn as one of our 2 Chalice answers, but so my opponent could have a Ginger Brute in their deck. Why can't I activate this? Do I not have enough permanents currently? Is that what's happening? 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 4. Yeah. So if I play, so if I stand up my Lattice, attack with my Lattice, and then I play Dress Down, and I can activate, right? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Just in case something happens. Okay, that was extremely difficult for some reason. I think in general, 3 life is less important than being able to replay Soul Ring. So, yeah. It's a 50% chance you lose 3 life. I would say I was more interested in having a mana crypt for PO. Could be wrong, but that was definitely my gut instinct on that. All right, Sphinxes and Hercules, and maybe Opposition Agent versus Golos and Saga. Yeah, I understand your point. I don't think your point has no merit at all. I think your point definitely has merit. I just am not sure, actually. So against this, I like to keep in both targets. I'm going to get rid of Narset, and I'm going to get rid of all these Flusterstorms and this Misstep. Well, I mean, I just assume every coin flip is a loss for me, is the way I play Magic. And I guess, I don't know. Like, the 3 life definitely mattered there. It definitely made things, like, it definitely, like, constrained my resources. But it wasn't, like, a huge deal. I don't really like Needle because I don't have, like, Sagas to protect from Wasteland. I could choose to play Dismember, which would hit Golos and Revoker, and I'm not really convinced that I want to do that. So I'm gonna run like this. So we just won that game on a Mold of 4. Power of the London Mulligan. Power of Tinker. Power of Bolas' Citadel. I do think my opponent's choices was interesting. I mean, they clearly just didn't have a sphere, right? So they chose to use Chalice. I just don't... Chalice on 1 is Chalice on 1 better than Chalice on 0 in that situation? Maybe. Yeah, it could totally be. Again, this hand is just like not the cards we're looking for in the matchup. So I'm just gonna mulligan it. Yeah, this one definitely is a little bit better. I think I am just going to get rid of the repeal here. Repeal is only very good if my opponent has... If I have a lot of mana, and I don't think this hand is going to have enough mana for the repeal, so... I will obviously, you know... Okay, Wasteland, so I said Soul Ring. Oh, Grafdigger's Cage. Yeah, that's fine. PO doesn't really care about Grafdigger's Cage. We have Tinker, which obviously this is annoying against Tinker. And we have... Yagwil, but like we can win through this because our combo typically involves drawing the whole deck. I did get rid of my repeal, obviously, so I am not... I am still a little sad. So here I have lots of choices. I think the first thing I want to do is just... I think the first thing I want to do is turn Mox Opal on. Then I will have to consider whether to play around Mindbreak Trap. It doesn't stop you from getting a Citadel, but it does stop you from playing cards off the top of your library. So my opponent typically F6s when they have no play, and they're not currently F6'd. So I'm gonna play on their turn. I think we have the right number of mana that it's okay. The only way the super comes back to bite me is if Ancestral doesn't draw me a force and my opponent like plays Null Rod. That could be annoying, but now we have double Opposition Agent and my opponent has an Urza Saga. Yes. They did have Null Rod, but we have double Opposition Agent, so... Okay. Wouldn't have mattered very much if I had chosen to Ancestral on my turn and opponent didn't have... Wait, what happened? Oh my god, my Opposition Agent got Mindbreak trapped. All right, so I successfully played around Mindbreak Trap. That's really funny, actually. That's really, really funny. I didn't even consider that I could get Mind Break trapped on their turn. I mean, I'm always gonna make that play. I don't have the mana to play my opposition agent at any other time, so. Drawing all 3 opals is certainly a bad thing. I guess I will just get a Hercules Recall. And that way I can unfreeze myself here. Okay, so my opponent can make a big token here. I will be able to bounce them all, so it's not a huge deal. Yeah, it's gonna be maybe versatile later. I am taking a bunch of damage. I will get an artifact off of their Urza Saga, because that's what Urza Saga does. Yep, RCQ today. Bright and early. I would probably not even make a second construct token, seeing... Oh, they're going to make a second construct token. Okay, so first they have 2 Mind Break traps. They have a basic island. They do have 2 Revokers. Just trying to get a stock of what's going on here. 2 more Null Rods. So they might have a fourth Null Rod in their hand. They might have a third. They have a Sorcerer's Spyglass in their hand as well. Bajuka Bog is an interesting card to keep in. So I think for me, I'm just gonna get a Needle and Needle Wasteland, just because I think it, like, I don't need a Needle Wasteland. Maybe it's better to just get a Soul Ring. They have a Golos in their hand as well. I think I'm just gonna get the Soul Ring. I should have enough mana that I don't care about getting needled. I'm probably going to... I should have looked at their lands, shouldn't I? I think I'm just going to end step bounce. I'll take the 4 damage. That way they don't replay anything this turn. Yeah, I'm just going to end step bounce. Yeah, I don't want to pick up my opponent's Soul Ring, but I think I want the mana. Oh, they do have Workshop. So they have Sphere here. Right, we knew they had Sphere. We should have looked and see if they had Workshop. This doesn't really hurt me. My opponent can't replay anything this turn. This is fine. No, this is not a huge deal. I did know they had a Sphere based on the search with Opposition Agent. I guess I can file for comp now because Opposition Agent didn't show their hand to me. I might die to this Manifold Key at some point. All right, we got a bunch of mana. So I'm not really sure what we get the Vamp for, though. That's like really a big problem here, is I don't actually have very many good targets anymore. They drew a Lodestone Golem. Okay, that means they're not playing Null Rod, though, which means I'm going to win, right? This is going to cost 3, because I can just Tinker now. I think opponent not playing Null Rod here is got to be the most greedy thing. I just Tinker for a Sphinx now. They didn't play Cage or Null Rod. They played Lodestone instead, which I think just lost them the game. I think my opponent took some very questionable lines in this game. I'm not sure, like, if I played against like a player playing extremely well, that these games were going to be wins. This is a Golos. Yeah, I steal your Golos, though, with Opposition Agent. Should get Tolarian Academy. Yeah. That's rough life. Opposition Agent is a hell of a drug. I guess I can just hold that and hit them, and then Hercules if something random happened. Is it a May? Yeah, they could have declined a search. True. But I mean, then why would you play this 3/5? My opponent has a Null Rod and a Craft Digger's Cage in their hand. Yeah, so this Lodestone Golem play probably gave us a window to win this game. The Null Rod was very good in the beginning, and the Mindbreak Trap on my opponent's turn was really funny. Kind of an odd set of games. We had to work really hard, but we won our mulligan to 4, and we got the header in this one, so I'll take it. Okay, back for round 2. We're up against Otakun, who's usually playing Hogaak. Let's just verify. I do think they sometimes play some Tinker decks, but Otakun. Oh my god, I spelled it wrong every single time. Kun. Oh yeah, they played some Breach before. They played a bunch of different Tinker Saga decks as well as Hogaak. This hand isn't like horrible against Tinker Saga, but it's really miserable against Hogaak. I would say this hand is like generally pretty good against Tinker Saga. I'm just gonna mulligan it. Yeah, we'll go with this. This isn't like a great hand either by any means, but at least it has a bunch of power in it. A Moxen that's not an Opal would be a pretty good draw. That way we can actually like time walk into things. We'll see what happens. Okay, so it is going to be Hogaak. We don't have a Sphinx in the main, so we do have to combo kill our opponent. Or just like get a Mentor early. Mentor early is pretty good against all non-Hogaak creatures. And Hogaak lists recently have been shying away from Hogaak, the card itself. They've been kind of playing a different kind of strategy. That's a really good start. Okay, so they got Root Wallas and Avengevine. So still an early Mentor is still pretty good against this. That's a hollow one. All right, so 10 power on turn 1, and it cost them 0 mana. Just gonna cast Ancestral and hope we get a bunch of Moxen. We hit 3 lands off of our Ancestral. Okay. This game doesn't look like it's going very well. Oh, I should have... Whatever. I should have played an Opal out. I'm not even 100% sure I'm supposed to play an Opal out because it will show that I'm on PO. But probably should have played the Opal out. Like, if I don't play the Opal out, they don't know which Ancestral Underground Sea deck I am. I probably should, for the same reason, I should probably put a fetch land in my yard instead of an island. Like I said, though, this game is jeez. Okay, yeah, this is why I play a bunch of islands. So I don't actually know if my opponent is on Squee or if they're on Hogaak because their hand was so good. Okay. I am gonna be probably short here. I can theoretically spin and hit a Lotus and walk. What I could go Ruby. Oh no, I can't. I'm gonna have 2 cards back. I don't think I'm gonna show them Mox Opal. This was kind of close to getting to go off next turn, actually. That's really unfortunate. On the draw, this is probably a win. Sorry, on a play, this is probably a win. Because I could, if I could take an extra turn, I'm getting pretty close to like demonic PO combo, just kill my opponent. Even if I was to Hercles my opponent, it's not enough. My third card down could be exactly Black Lotus. In which case, I have to use my top, and yeah, it just doesn't look good. I think I'm going to concede from here. I actually think if my Underground Sea was an island, we would win this game. Because if I didn't get Wastelanded, then I would have the extra mana to Time Walk into Demonic kill my opponent. I didn't have a different mana source, right? I had only Underground Sea, and then I Ancestraled into 3 lands. I actually think if we didn't get Wastelanded, we would win this game. That's kind of frustrating. Okay. I'm going to bring in Needle. So I don't know if there's Squee or Hogaak, so I'm not 100% sure about this Tormod script. It's just kind of unfortunate, but... Hercles... 1 Opal, 1 Top, 2 Flusters. Keep Narset on the play, and this Karn is really bad. Yeah, that's kind of rough. I think if we had a fetch land instead of a UC, or if we were on the play, both of those things would have resulted us winning that game. Or at least had a high chance of winning that game. Like, I mean, I still have to PO combo and hit well, but it would have been PO for 4 cards, and it would have been able to cost 0 mana. So... my opponent plays 4 Collector Oofs. Oh, I should be bringing in Dismembers. I didn't bring in Dismembers. Let's just take out Citadel and this Flusterstorm. Thank you for reminding me by asking me why Dress Down is good. I do think Misstep is fine versus Hogaak. I don't know what version of Hogaak they're on. If they're on Deathrite Shaman Hogaak, I think Misstep is very good. If they're on Hex Shrinker Hogaak, I think it's only okay. If they're on Squee, it's awful. So, I didn't get to see any of my opponent's deck because they put 10 free power in play on turn 1 and then killed me. This is pretty good, though. Not great, but it's fine. This gives us Demonic Tabernacle or Demonic Tinker. Both are pretty reasonable here. I don't know. I would just play as many Tabernacles as you can get in pretty much every deck. If you can't get a Tabernacle, you need to be playing a combo deck, I would say. Like, Dress Down is legitimately great in this matchup. My opponent plays 4 Collectors. Okay, so they are playing Bloodghast Hogaak variant. So Mental Misstep is good. Repeal. So am I just gonna go for Tinker? Even like Tormod's Crypt's kind of reasonable right now. I guess there's like not a huge amount of downside to just cycling Repeal to start. I guess I can get Vigored in response, but whatever. I guess getting Vigored in response is kind of bad. Now that I think about it a little bit more. It does look like they have Vigor. Okay. Interesting. It did work out really well. That was a little greedy, I'm not gonna lie. I can just get a Tinker here. God, yeah, Yixid Jailer's kind of nice here too. I'm just gonna get a Tinker, and then I'm gonna play this Tormod script, and then if they have Vigor, they might have to use it. Yeah, it was a little bit of a risky play. I probably wouldn't do that play again. For what it's worth. Yeah, fuck it. I didn't really want to do that, but I think it's fine. Because I have Mental Misstep to cover Deathrite or Citrus Supplier, so. And I have Tinker next turn. Oh my god. Okay. The good news is they played a land that doesn't make green mana for Spasaju. Maybe I'm just supposed to Tinker Citadel. Did I board it out? I did board it out. There's not very many chances you have to Tinker Citadel in this matchup. Why would they activate Bazaar in response to a Crypt? What is that going to gain them? Well, I guess a Vengevine. To be fair. But I think it's like a little risky. Yeah, true. Fair enough. I mean, they probably had 1 Root Walla in their hand. I guess if they have 1 Root Walla in the hand, they should probably activate it. That's a reasonable assumption to make, yeah. No, that's not what Vine does. Chat's being real weird today. This is not Arc like Phoenix. So I can still get my Sphinx Besaju'd here. I can find a needle to protect it. But I didn't find... That's why I cast Ancestral. And they have, I don't know, 2 Besaju's tops, maybe. They need to find a green source and a Besaju. But they do have a Bazaar of Baghdad, so... Could happen. They pitched a green source. All right, that's a big green source. They have a Besaju as well. No, they have a Collector Oof. Okay. I don't think I want to lose. Well, I guess I don't really care about losing. They're trying to pass back to me. I'm just going to dismember this. The only way this is really bad is if they had a Besaju right away, which they would never pass back to me if they had a Besaju right away. Yeah, maybe I shouldn't have Tormod scripted and I should just let them have a Bloodghast. I think that's like totally reasonable. I'm not gonna say that that was a good play. I saw the angle and I went in. It's like kind of unlikely for my opponent to have double Root Walla there based on their pitches, but it's not out of the question by any means. Like a lot of times you're not triggering off of double Root Walla, you're triggering off of like, oh, Root Walla plus a Citrus Supplier, or a Root Walla plus a Hollow One, or a Root Walla plus a Deathray Shaman. And so I kind of figure that because they played the Badlands the way they did, it made me really feel like they had, I mean, they probably had Deathrite Shaman, one Root Walla in their hand. Is what they probably had, right? Nice. God, that is just a completely lethal Yogwill, isn't it? So I can get Demonic for 4. I can draw and then Demonic for Force and then play Needle on Beseiju. I don't have enough mana to do that, do I? It's pretty close though. I could theoretically just wait on this Yogwill until after they Vigor. They have to have Vigor plus Beseiju now to win. I could theoretically just wait on that and just play out Opal, Needle. That doesn't feel right. Should I play around Mindbreak Trap? I no. I'm talking like I have to draw it. I guess I can't get all the things I wanted. This didn't really work out the way I was hoping it would. I don't know what I did. I did something wrong. I thought I had a good line here, but I now feel like I messed up somewhere. What did I do here? Something went wrong here. Don't really know what it was. Oh, I got there. Wow, I actually got there. Because of that last one. That last repeal got me there. So now I can get a Force of Will and then play Needle on Beseiju, and then my opponent is dead. You should just refresh your page. All right, so now this game is over. I have Needle, I have Sphinx, and I have Force for Vigor. So I'm not really playing super well today. I didn't hit a green creature to bring back a Hogaak. So I don't have to Tormod script yet. So here's the Vigor. I have the Force. Imagine if we hadn't hit the Moxen and we had lost this game to Vigor plus Beseiju. That'd be crazy. None of these cards do anything. I don't think I'm going to play Jailer. I don't really want to show them Jailer. Don't really think it helps our clock either. They have a second Vigor? Oh, no. Oh, man. Wow. The just hardcast Vigors have been pretty brutal. Okay. They still don't have... if they have the Beseiju as their last card, things certainly get difficult. Because I actually used my Yogwill, so I can't actually buy back this Sphinx. Oh, I should have probably... Was there a fetch land? I guess I have enough mana where I can actually change this. There wasn't a fetch land. Ah, never mind. I mean, I could easily lose this game now, right? I'm not easily, but I could definitely lose this game. I do still have like Mentor PO combo. Do I shuffle? Shuffling would be really greedy, right? I kind of just wanted to draw through one extra card. Okay. Yeah, I mean, if my opponent untaps and besieges me here, it's certainly not good for me. I mean, I don't think I probably should have waited a turn and then shuffled, but it doesn't help me, right? Like I want to find a needle here. The only thing I can draw, or a PO. Yeah, if they Beseiju me, at least my Sphinx gets to shuffle, and then I can still keep PO combo kill them. Is Jailer worth it now? I still have a Tormod script, so I don't think there's a need to play the Jailer. All right, we got there. Draw second top instead of Mox, then we could have Ponder shuffled. Yeah, maybe. Draw second top instead of Mox off of... Yeah, but I didn't want second top at the time. I didn't know there was a Ponder underneath. Like, you have to know that you're playing to Ponder. I didn't know that I was playing to Ponder. Like, that's kind of like a really low... Like, that's a really small thing. Like, a Ruby is better for me if I draw a PO, right? I guess at that point I probably win no matter what I draw, so maybe it doesn't matter. Maybe I just take the second top then. Let's just run it back. Oh, I don't really want Narset on the draw, though. I guess I can just play... Man, I really don't like Flusterstorm, but... I think one Flusterstorm has got value for Merchant Scroll. I don't know if this is good enough. I do have Vamp Tab, but it's a turn too late, so they can play mana after. Probably put this hand back. I think this hand's just too reactive against Hogaak. I'm just going to put it back. This hand's worse. This hand's worse. Put this back too. Okay, yeah, I mean, this hand's great. I mean, this hand has the cards. Two cards. I guess it have to be PO Island. Maybe not. I do need Force if they have Chalice or turn 1 Oof. I guess I can just put back Force Island and then just go for it and like hope they don't have Vigor. So bad. How many cards do they have? 5? This is a classic PO. I probably... It depends on how this Bazaar goes. I don't... If they hit like multiple creatures so that they could play Gaia's Blessing or Gaia Cradle into Oof next turn. Time Walk. That's not very good, is it? All right. Opal... Ruby, Crypt. Oh, I mean, if I get Mind Break trapped, I get Mind Break trapped. I'm probably trying to... I think they have Vigor. Yeah, they just have Vigor. I mean, like, what am I supposed to do? There's no way I can sequence this in a better way. Okay. If I had just kept Force, why did I get convinced to fucking pitch Force? Ah! That was such a bad play. All I had to do was draw a blue card. Why did I get convinced to pitch Force? Just stick with my gut instinct, man. I always ruin it for myself when I don't listen to myself. I could have played around this. I should just always stick with my gut. I don't not need the second PO. Like, a second PO is pretty crucial to me comboing, but I don't know. I just like, oh, that's a really good draw. That's not a true statement. That's an incorrect statement. You don't automatically win by POing for 3 with these 3 things. But there was just no reason that I like play to my out of drawing a blue card, right? That's fine. I just need to draw a fetch land here. It's fine. I just tinker for a Sphinx and win anyways. It's probably my last draw step for it. Yeah. Or if I had kept Island, we would win this game too. No, I fell for the chat. I fell for the chat. And I'm normally very good about not listening to chat when I play PO, but for some reason today has just been really off day. This is just a 1 game if I play correctly. I might even lose if I Tinker Sphinx here. If they hit like well enough. If I lose this flip and then I can't draw fetch. All right, cool, awesome. No, I threw this game. This was a 1 game, and I threw it because I just listened to chat for no reason. I don't know why I did that. Oh well. No, it's my fault. I'm the streamer. I need to make sure I don't listen to chat ever. All right, here we go. Round 3. Yeah, just thinking more about round 2. Obviously, I was like upset at the time because I actually drew a blue card, but the chances I draw a blue card are less than half. So and opponent did mulligan to 5. So there's definitely a lot of upside to taking PO, double PO, all mana sources. I don't think it's like unreasonable. I think both of the lines have merit. I think it's hard to say that PO for 3 with 1 PO on the bottom of the deck is enough to get to a victory. Like, there are many draw 3s that don't get you there. Like, even in game 1, you saw Ancestral draw 3 lands. that could totally happen with PO draw 3 as well. So I think I don't know. There's merit both ways, and I was just obviously angry at the time because we drew the blue card and we could have played around that if we had, if we didn't in fact keep force. But from a lot more logical and more calm standpoint, I don't really know the answer, so we'll see. We're gonna keep moving on here. We have another 6 more rounds of Magic to play. We unfortunately have a really rough pairing in the 1-1 bracket. We're up against Bart, who is one of the best Doomsday players on the platform. So here we go. 13 lands, 16 opal, 17 sapphire, 18 lotus, 18 cards with 3 looks. Yeah, I'm gonna keep it. I also have an anti-Doomsday card. I also have, if I hit double blue source, then I have the replayability. I'm doing okay. I don't think I'm playing super well today, so that doesn't really help. Interesting. Yeah, I think I am going to draw Island and go for it. I wonder if I should spin my top. Okay, so let's think about this for a second. I think I want to spin my top, hold priority, activate top, draw Island, and then on my opponent's turn, cast Ancestral Recall. If my Ancestral doesn't resolve, the next card I want to draw is actually going to be Emerald, and then I can go for a PO for 3. The downside of this is I won't have force up. Or I could just... No, I think I like that the most. I don't think I want to redraw this top next turn because I won't have enough mana to play it and PO. And I do think I want to PO. Force my opponent to have multiple pieces of counter magic. Though, if I spin my top, I use up my mana and I can't play around Daze if my Ancestral resolves and I have force. Maybe I don't. Maybe I just... Maybe I just draw with top naturally. It's like really bad. I'm going to make my initial line. I don't know for sure that it's better. Oh, yeah, this is what I wanted to do, right? Oh, I don't need the emerald. Yeah. I think, today is like just I'm not awake, huh? I'm playing real weird. I think this is what I said I wanted to do. Sorry. Okay, I got Force of Will and Force of Negation out from my opponent here. Okay. So my opponent has the ability to have Flusterstorm now, which makes me not super eager to cast PO. I'm gonna just pass, holding open, dress down, PO. And technically, if my dress down resolves, I draw Force of Will. So I think this makes more sense. Well, I know that I'm not drawing more blue sources or anything like that. I probably am priced into POing no matter what at end step here. We do have an infinite action if we draw another blue source. This is true. Hmm. I'm still baffled by this sideboard mirror plan. Not that you should need a sideboard mirror plan for oops all spells, but I hate it. All right, so opponent made no play. I can't play around Fluster no matter what, because I know my next two draws don't give me any mana sources. So I don't think it makes sense to play around Flusterstorm at all. From the PO, oh, they're just gonna go for Oracle combo. Interesting. So I'm gonna get super punished for not keeping Force of Will if this gets countered here, huh? They would have to have exactly Force of Will to counter it, though. All right, now I think maybe I was supposed to not keep Emerald because I couldn't beat Fluster. Okay, I think maybe I made a slight mistake with the way I sequenced that, and I shouldn't be trying to PO because I can't beat Fluster. I think my opponent has Fluster for sure, though. Like, my opponent, well, maybe not. They went for Consult Oracle for unless this is a bait, which would be pretty next level. So here I'm drawing a top. I guess it's better to play top than to PO anyways here, so I'm going to have a lot of options. This game is going really, really well so far. Opponent's down to 3 cards. Dress Down is just a great Magic card. Really, really awesome card. Really interesting card. Really fun card to play, and a really powerful card. This is like probably one of my favorite designs of all time. It's possible they want to describe, but I have to respect that they might have Consult, right? Not much I can do about it. I'm just going to spin here. Dress Down number 2, Merchant Scroll top. Well, this is kind of annoying. I definitely will leave the Dress Down on top. Just more action. I really need the second blue source so I can play PO or Snap Ancestral or anything like that. I think they almost certainly have, I don't know for sure, but feels like they have a Flusterstorm. Yeah, I'm just going to draw this Dress Down, and then I lost the flip. I guess I could die to that. I think we'll just play on their end step. Probably go for a PO with no top activation. Technically, I can PO and count and force a Fluster, one of the Fluster copies, and pay for the other one. if they don't play any spells for turn. Would I even counter a Doomsday here? It's possible I can lose to Thassa's Oracle Beatdown because my Mana Crypt. That's definitely possible. I have to be pretty close to having a hand that just beats Doomsday, right? Maybe not. If I had second blue source, maybe. Opponent... Opponent only has one Oracle, though. So if I have a well-placed dress down, we could beat it. I don't know what's going on. Maybe we're debating Doomsday lines here. Okay, so my opponent is casting Doomsday. I think I'm just going to force it. If my opponent... I think I'm going to force it. I think it's fine. I think I'm going to PO in response to this. It gives them the least chance of having Fluster as their last card. All right, they didn't have Flusterstorm. I feel like I played this game fairly well. I assume that Bart must be playing another match of Magic at the same time, right? Yeah, Bart's also playing the Legacy Challenge, so probably playing Doomsday and Doomsday, like the savage he is. Which is rough for our stream, but... So next turn, we did hit our blue source. My opponent could still find Fluster off this sleight of hand, but... Yeah, I did not activate with top on purpose. That was I did not want to have to replay my top if my PO was countered. So yeah, that was I purposely did not activate top there. No, I think that's a fine question. I am not upset with that question at all. That's a reasonable question. I didn't specifically say why I didn't do it this time. No. I'm okay with that one. That one is all right. I'm a little snippy today, though. I apologize. In general, not super happy with my play so far. All right, so my opponent could have found Flusterstorm off of this sleight of hand, but I don't think that's particularly worth playing around. I could theoretically not play this Mana Crypt, but that seems silly as well. So I'm going to just play all my Moxen out and then cast Merchant Scroll for PO and go for the win. Maybe I'm not going to do that because holding... I mean, I don't know if holding up Flusterstorm actually does anything against my opponent at this point in the game. Maybe it does. Maybe I just wait till next turn to PO. I don't need to go in, but I can go get the PO this turn. Maybe I should spin first and see what cards are on the top of my library. Probably. If I'm not looking to PO this turn, then spinning first makes a lot of sense, especially with an active fetch land. Guess I can be kind of worried my Mana Crypt might kill me. Force of Will, Mental Misstep, Hercule's Recall. I mean, kind of think I want Force. Maybe I just keep this. And then next turn, Merchant Scroll when I have extra blue mana. Gives me access to Force or Misstep. Yeah, that's probably fine. Take the extra 3 damage. This is another Doomsday. I guess this is pitching Merchant Scroll, but I think that's fine. I'm probably going to fetch after this. And look for action for my next turn. Have 7 looks for action between my fetches. I got to be careful about this Mana Crypt, though. I've cast a lot of permission this game. Man, this dress down must have really saved my game, huh? If my opponent plays a cantrip here, would I rather fluster or spin into Mental Misstep? Because I can spin and then draw Misstep as well. But I don't mind fetching away my second top. Oh, they have Gataxian Probe. Sure. It's somewhere else for Canada. I don't know where. I think I'm just gonna spin into this Misstep. Feels like pretty good value. It does mean I won't crack this turn, probably, because I want to have both my A top at least. But I guess if they follow this up with Ancestral Recall and I have to get rid of my tops to Flusterstorm, then this is a bad play, but... All right, let's look at our third card down. I guess maybe we shouldn't even look at our third card down, because then I can't PO with Fluster backup. I guess Fluster backup doesn't actually help me if they have Fluster, so maybe I don't care. Isn't all of Canada cold? I'm confused. It's cold season. I can't really complain about how long it takes my opponent to take actions when I only have 3 minutes up on clock. But it is a little boring. We are only in game 1, right? Okay. Yogwill is just gonna be lethal, right? Yogwill looks pretty good here. Am I allowed to get rid of a top to go for Yogwill? Maybe I just wait one more turn. And then I'll have all my mana to use on this Yogwill turn. I'm sure I should have that option, right? All right. So next turn is our turn. See how much life we have to work with here. All right. Do we win this flip? Things could get interesting if we don't win this flip. I think what we do is double fetch after we draw Yogwill. And then we lead with Ancestral, and then we play PO. The reason I want to lead with Ancestral is hit more Moxen for PO. All right, want to flip. I love it. I want a couple flips in this game, actually. What's after? All right, cast Yogwill. Do you concede? All right, we have Demonic Consultation for Flusterstorm or something. See what they cast consult for. If they hit a... I mean, they could still kill me with Mana Crypt, I guess. If they go for Fluster, and they fluster my Yogwill, I just, what, pay and then Ancestral? Oh, they named Ancestral Recall. They did hit their other Oracle. Oh, they missed. Ancestral was in their top 6. Okay. All right. We beat Doomsday in game 1, and then we get to board into Opposition Agent. I think that game was pretty good for us, yeah. Board out Hercules, and we'll board out an island, and we'll board into Opposition Agents, and we jam. I'm gonna go bathroom, though. I think that game was really well played for us. I think the only thing I didn't like about that game was I probably should have ordered the Force of Will ahead of the Emerald. I should have expected to not... Well, it's hard to say I should have expected to not cast PO. I didn't expect to cast Dress Down. I probably still should have ordered the Emerald underneath the Force so that I would have had Force and Dress Down going into the second turn. I probably should have done that. I think that was the only play that I was a little not happy with. Opposition Agent is pretty much the best Doomsday hate there is. I would agree. No, interested in my board. I didn't change my list at all. This hand has a Force. So I want to keep it because it has a Force against Doomsday. I'm going to keep it. It's really hard for me to turn down Force of Will. We also have like turn 3 Tinker. It's not a terrible hand. It's not a good hand, but I think I'd be hard pressed to mulligan any hand that actively has a Force. Well, the thing is, like, you're not guaranteed to have a Force in your opening hand, and we're on the draw against Doomsday. So having a Force in the opening hand is like, it's automatically puts it in a high percentage of your hands. Like, if my opponent here casts Doomsday and has no days backup or Force days backup, it's pretty good for me. Like, if my opponent forces, that means they Doomsday past the turn. I mean, I'm still probably losing, but if I can draw another Force here, or if I draw a Moxen that lets me Merchant Scroll for Force, then I think I'm winning. My opponent Doomsday turn 1 here, so that means they're going to make an Ancestral Pile for turn 2. So we have Mental Misstep, any non-Opal Moxen, we have a lot of good draws here. So my opponent did turn 1 Doomsday with Force backup, which is to be expected. Could make a Wraith Pile. True. Maybe they will make a Wraith Pile because of Flusterstorm. Wraith, Oracle. Yeah, that could totally work. They are susceptible to that. I think our best draw is just like, if we just draw a Mox that's not an Opal, we can Merchant Scroll for Force, and that should get us to another draw step, and then we can Mystical for something else, or we have a lot of stuff. No, this is turn 1. It says turn 1 on the bottom of the screen. Can't you see? Turn 1, DM. Doomsday is just a broken deck. You have to just take your losses when that happens. Yeah, I guess that's fair. I can't Mystical Force. I could probably figure out what my opponent's pile is, but I don't really care. They brought in a lot of Fatal Pushes. I guess they're ready for the opposition agents. They did bring in Mindbreak Trap, which is worth noting. They did bring in Murktide Regent, which I always think is very hilarious. All right, what's our draw? We drew opposition agent, so we lose. Unfortunate. No, there's no Ancestral, so it's just a Street Wraith pile, like you said, but Doesn't matter because we didn't draw the right card. It's 2 street. It's probably... It doesn't matter. Nothing matters. We needed to draw something there that was good, and we didn't. Street Wraith, Oracle. Nothing we can do. My hand had the capacity to win this game. It just needed to draw the right card off the top, which we just didn't do. Like, if we draw Jet, I actually think we probably win this game. So... Opponent, like, went all in to get a Doomsday to resolve, and then gave us a turn, so... We had really good winning chances in that game. Even, yeah, I mean, maybe not really good winning chances. We had what? We had a good amount of stuff. No go here. We've had a lot of 7-card no mana hands. This one, I'm going to keep. I'm going to keep, and we will demonic for Ancestral. Sorry, we will Merchant for Ancestral, I guess. And put the demonic back. No, we can't Merchant for Ancestral. We actually have the right mana to demonic for Ancestral. That's pretty funny. We're gonna get wrecked by a large quantity of different magic cards here, but what's it got to do? Opal, Jet, Pearl, Mindbreak Trap? No Mindbreak Trap. Do we play around Mindbreak Trap at all? We can. I don't. Why would I ever play around Mindbreak Trap? Yeah, we saw a Mindbreak Trap in their revealed cards. Negated. The problem is if we force this and we get Ancestral, like, or Tinker, maybe we just don't have anything. It just seems really bad. I don't think Counter and Hope is good. Like, Mental Misstep is also a supreme issue here. Like, I could theoretically counter and go for Tinker, but that Tinker just loses to Fluster super badly. That's a good draw. My opponent keeps force checking me, or F6 checking me. No fetch first. Interesting. I think what I want to spin into is just an opposition agent. top. Well, if you top, you probably didn't want to keep your fetch there. Oh. I lose to Daze Fluster if I do this. If I just play Mana Crypt this turn and hope that we don't die, it's so much better. If they cast Doomsday off of Triple Underground Sea here, I'm just letting it resolve. They've used 3 Street Wraiths, so they have to have Street Wraith or Gush in their hand or Moxen to continue. And then we're untapping with Tinker with Force backup with top in play. Pretty sure that's good for us. A real question is going to be, if opponent casts Gush here, am I just casting Dress Down? I think that's what I would do. Just cast Dress Down. Well, then they get to draw a bunch of counter magic. I don't know. Like if I force and they have force, super better for me to Dress Down. And that way, if they have force for Dress Down, I can still draw into blue card force. And I mean, I have blue card force with Tinker, but I'd rather not use my Tinker, obviously. Unfortunately, I don't have like double blue or anything. I don't have any mana at all, or any lands at all. I guess I technically have a spin to look at my 3rd card down, or I could also Dress Down. I mean, I don't know if they have the Gush. They've used 3 Street, so they have 2 cards that draw cards for free, or I guess they technically could have Probe as well. Feel like they would probe me instead of using it as a cantrip though. Pre-Doomsday. I don't believe I've played any Gushes. You just don't have a lot of islands. 13 is like, or 12 is like a really low number of islands. You also don't have any like looting style cards either. I have never felt that Gush was very good in PO. Mindbreak Trap, Murktide Region. No Street Wraith. No Probe. So there is a Gush in their cards, but they don't have it in their hand. Okay. All right. Oh, I have a one way to victory here. I guess I'm sacking. Which one am I sacking? I think I'm sacking Opal, right? Looks like an Opal sack. Lost the flip. They could have double force, technically. They could also the mind break trap is here. Looks like it's a good spot. I agree. They hadn't forced negation, pitching gush. They had gush in their hand, and they chose to hold up negation. Wow, they had gush in their hand. That would have went so much better for them. Interesting choice. It wouldn't. The problem with negation there is it doesn't even counter PO. Like if I had PO, negation doesn't even counter that. I mean, I have an active top and a tinker. It's pretty easy to win from here. No, but they can just gush and try to win. So, Bart, don't you think it's better to put the onus on me? Like, don't you think you should just gush and make me have counters? I guess it ends up in the same exact situation. The biggest problem is if I have a PO in my hand, your negation doesn't counter PO anyways, and I just draw 6 and win the game, right? But I guess if you go for Gush and I draw 6, I probably counter and win the game anyways. So maybe it doesn't matter. By PO, you Gush into Force of Will. I see. So your hand just didn't have another blue card. If your hand had another blue card, you just easily win, huh? Damn. Doomsday's so good. GG's. Okay. Round 4. Up against True Hero. Usually likes to be on some kind of fair deck. This hand looks reasonable. This hand's not great, but we have Wasteland Protection for turn 1, get to spin, and then we can maybe look for like a Vamp play. We have Force. Pretty much always just going to keep this hand. It's a very generically strong hand. Obviously, if this was a fetch land, it's an even better hand, because then I can always Vamp and go for like a Tinker on turn 2. But, you know. This island, if it wasn't this version of PO, this island would be a Tundra, so it's not like it would be a fetch. All right, so Tropical Island, very on brand. Just gonna spin and look for something better. We just found the Tinker and a Flusterstorm. My God. Okay. That's got to be the best spin I've seen in a long time. You're just going to go for it. I have Force plus Fluster. Ancestral. Ancestral can just resolve. Force pitching Expressive Iteration. Force pitching Dress Down. I'd like to keep this top in play if possible. Obviously, I get wrecked here by Vigor now, but I think that's also fine. I guess I will just put Tinker. Yeah. All right, I have to go for the draw now. So if they have Vigor, I get wrecked. They didn't. So now I think we're just winning. Okay. I mean, that is the power of Tinker. Power of Sensei's top. I'm going to go with a Sphinx and Dismember and Hydroblast. A little hard to say if those are correct. But I'd like to trim a top and an opal and a mystical and a Hercules. So this is the normal package I usually take out against these kind of decks. I'm gonna grab this food. Food is not thoroughly reheated. Seven ads. I just played 2 minutes of ads in between rounds. It's not like anybody missed anything. True Hero is probably on like 4-color Deathray Shaman. That's what I would assume. Yeah, this is a good hand. Mentor is great against my opponent's deck. We're looking at pass. I definitely wish I have a fetch land because this Tundra being exposed to Wasteland would be really bad for me, but it looks like I was able to draw the Mox in to play the Mentor, so. This is definitely a really strong hand. My deck has been functioning a lot better today than it did yesterday, and I feel like the the problems of yesterday were mostly because of variance and maybe mulliganing. Today, our deck has just been like doing the things it's supposed to be doing, and I made some like minor to medium mistakes that have cost us a couple games. All right, so opponent had Force and Fluster, so we don't get our Mentor. If opponent untaps and plays like Wasteland or Oko, this game is going to be pretty challenging for me. Yeah, Wasteland. Thankfully, we have a Sapphire, so the game continues. Oh, we even have Sapphire, a fetch land. PO, Dismember, Fluster. Well, none of those are good for us here. Just going to get rid of these cards and hope to find something better. We found a Fluster anyways. Okay. Karn isn't great, but Karn is a non-pyroblastable, non-fluster stormable threat. So it's actually fine. Like if we were to draw land here and play Karn, it's actually quite good. It's hitting them on a mana and then it's threatening to lattice kill them and they can't really counter it, so. It's not ideal, and it can like find it can find like Needle. It's not dead, but it's not great. I agree. All right, my opponent has drawn all lands, and we have drawn all spells. This is better for us, but opponent does have maybe Mystic Sanctuary. Okay. This one Wasteland was definitely enough to throw us off of our attempts here. Opponent probably has a bunch of Pyroblast and Flusterstorms in hand. I just want to hit a land drop. The other 4 mana, yeah, sure, but the Karn isn't in my deck for this matchup. The Karn is in my deck for the mirrors. I would really rather this card just not happen. It's not really a big deal with the Karn, but I just don't really want to deal with this. I'm just gonna pitch a PO. I don't think this is like, I think you could let this go and it wouldn't be a big deal, but I just don't really want to deal with it. I also get good value off of Flusterstorm here. So now they have to have Flusterstorm for my force. I also tap them out of Pyroblast mana, so if I untap, I could theoretically PO here if I draw the right cards. Or I could do that as well. So they have Besiege You, no matter what. So I think I'm just going to go for Citadel. Vamp. Do they have Besiege You? They do have Besiege You. Oh, they have Mental Misstep. Okay. In response to the dress down, let's cast a Snapcaster and target Vampiric Tutor. Yeah, we win. Okay, I mean, that's the deck. We're just, I think we're just like hitting the right side of variance today compared to yesterday. I don't think we cast very many Tinkers yesterday, and today we've cast quite a few Tinkers. All right, here we go. Round 5, Vintage RCQ up against Juju, who has been playing Esper Tinker. Can be a challenging matchup for us, considering the opponent plays multiple Lavinias. And we currently are not on Lavinias in our PO deck. Maybe we should be. Oh, yeah. I'm ready. Turn 1 concession to Lavinia. I mean, it's so impressive, dude. It's so impressive. Like, my opponent's deck plays Urza's Saga and no Opals. The likelihood of playing turn 1 Lavinia is just so low. Disgusting. Alright, whatever, man. Watch them also have Flusterstorm. Alright, hit the dress down. This game isn't over. I probably need to keep dress down PO and all of my Moxen and just hope to hit land. They went top bottom, so I doubt we have any chance anymore, but land lets us play. Hit the land. See if they ended up with a counterspell in all of this. My games don't go to 30-minute with Juju. I usually lose on turn 1. I don't know, my Brainstorm can actually draw me into a... Maybe I should have just... I guess I would have lost to Saga tokens if I just kept Karn. All I know is that Dress Down is just such a good Magic card. Resolves. Are we going to win this game? Am I supposed to cast Brainstorm? I don't think so. Dress Down's so good. Wow, we just win this game. That's nuts. I thought we were pretty low chance of winning this game after turn 1 Lavinia, but we should not bounce Dress Down. Because then we can't replay our Moxen if we bounce Dress Down. Opponent says they threw the game, so it's likely they had something, but I don't know what something is. We have deterministically drawing through our deck here with Snapcaster and 2 POs, so we just draw through our deck and kill our opponent. Oh, sorry, you're right. I can't do Snapcaster Mage, but I have Tinker Citadel, so it's fine. Dress Down is in play. I technically can pick up my Dress Down after that because I have enough mana to replay my Dress Down, so I theoretically could do something probably, but... You're right, though. Of course, Snapcaster is turned off by Dress Down. But I had Tinker at that point, too, so... All right, I'm going to bring in Opposition Agent and Dismember. Unfortunately, Dismember is bad against Lavinia, but this is the world I live in. And I'm going to take out 1 island, 1 top, 1 mystical, 1 opal, well, 1 mystical, 1 Hercules. That's probably fine. Oh, that's too much. Yeah, I want to keep the opal. No. Yep, that's a hand. These matchups are just super volatile. I think all the Tinker mirrors, like you can gain small edges, right? Like playing Lavinia is gaining edges. Not playing Saga is gaining edges. There's like a lot of small ways you can gain edges in deck building for these Tinker mirrors, but in the overall scheme of things, like they're always going to be super back and forth volatile matchups just because of the way that the decks are configured with Tinker. Like Tinker, you know, 2 Tinker decks going up against each other. It's just how it's always going to be. Our opening hands today have been generally like extremely good, so I think what I'll do is just jam Karn. So if I were to go Jet Lotus Tinker, I'm super weak to Fluster. I don't really think that makes any sense. I could theoretically go Jet Lotus Pass, but I don't like that very much either. So I'm gonna go C Lotus Karn, not get Mind Break trapped, and then play Jet. Well, excuse me. Mystical is just a slow tutor. It's just card disadvantage. I put a top in my sideboard. Holy shit, I don't think I've ever done this before. Damn, dude. That's so good. I think I'm gonna draw naturally. I think what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna just go for this. Game 1, Juju had Opposition Agent, but played Tolarian instead of Fetch, so they wasn't able to So if they had played opposition agent, I wouldn't have been able to top deck fetch and dress down. Wow. Magic's tough. I think I'm going to put the Sphinx in my hand to have an additional blue card. I've been doing this a lot recently. Oh, now I can't get a needle until next turn, I guess, but maybe that was a mistake. I really can't beat Fluster right now, unfortunately. Yeah, maybe this was bad. It does play into Saga really poorly. I mean, I do have dress downs and stuff, so maybe it doesn't matter. I also have opposition agents and stuff. I could see this play being bad because I don't really need more blue cards. I really just want to hit a land and play Tinker. I guess now I can like really pressure their mana and just go for a PO into Tinker. It is actually slightly worse than a land, yeah. I think we're still in a really good spot. I definitely may have screwed up with this Sphinx play, though. But I guess... Oh, well. It'll be interesting to see what opponent chooses to do here. They have, you know, they're holding up when Hull Breacher, Opposition Agent, Urza Saga, and Flusterstorm. If they fluster this, then they don't have Fluster. They can't play a Saga token, and they don't have Fluster for next turn. No, I am very specifically not drawing with top because I don't want this to get countered and have to draw my top and replay my top. I want my top to stay in play for after I tinker. For the most part, you can assume if I don't draw with my top, I am purposefully not drawing with my top. But it's a very fair and valid question. All right, they're letting this resolve. I think they have Fluster in their hand, and they're trying to play around me killing them. But I don't really know if that's gonna help. God, I have so many choices. I kind of think I'm just supposed to plus Karn, play a land, pass, play as top and pass. Maybe I cast Ponder. No. Yeah, I'm just gonna... I don't need a Ponder. Just gonna pitch the Sphinx. Yeah. Juju has learned to always play around my my dress down. Probably gonna just needle top, I would assume, or maybe they needle Karn. Maybe they needle top. I think they'll probably just needle top here. Maybe I was supposed to spin top first. Not really sure. Kind of want to have all my mana open. Maybe they just get their own top. Well, their own top's pretty bad against Karn. I guess Saga in general is just pretty bad against Null Rod. My Karn could technically die here if they like play a bunch of artifacts and force my dress down, but I think it makes sense for them to just get... Oh, they got key. Okay. Okay, so they do have a Moxid in their hand. Well, people will tell you that Saga is good against Null Rod because it's going to help you. Like people will unironically tell you that. That is something that has been said many times. All right, I have my removal spell that also is a draw spell. We'd love to see it. I mean, theoretically, if you have a bunch of lands and you have a Saga, then the Null Rod part of Saga doesn't matter, or the Null Rod doesn't really matter, right? There are situations where your Saga will be a Null Rod / Collector Roof, but there are also many situations where a Null Rod / Collector Roof is going to make your Saga a vanishing land. So it's just like some amount. It's just determining which amount of the time is that the case. So if my opponent has Force, Fluster, backup here, things could get slightly dicey. I do still have the ability to spin into my own Fluster as well. Probably should do that. No. It depends on if you can make constructs or not. It's entirely dependent on can I make constructs. And most of the time the answer is no, because they turned off your artifact mana. But sometimes the answer is yes, because you played your Saga as your third land and you have 2 basic islands or something. All right, so we killed their attacker and we drew an extra card, and now we have just unreal situation. Very, very strong. Even if they counter Tinker, we do have backup Tinker, so. We also have Lattice, which we can just go for Lattice. Opponent is on an Esper Tinker deck. No, I think we have them very much locked out here. I think what I'm going to do is just Tinker. What's the chance that Lattice is better? I actually think Lattice does look pretty good here. Oh, yeah, this game went really well. They have Force. I think I'm just going to let this Force happen. I don't think I care very much. I think they have Fluster. I just don't really feel like throwing my Force into a Fluster for no reason. I don't think this actually matters very much, but feels pretty free. The PO is just completely irrelevant. I have all the win conditions I need. Oh boy. This is gonna be an 8-rounder. Looks like we got pretty lucky to win that game 1, so I'll take it. Got our revenge for yesterday. Like I said, I think opponent has a deck that is actually pretty good against our deck with Lavinia. But a Tinker Mirror is a Tinker Mirror, and anyone can win. All right, round 6 of 8 here. Currently still battling 4-1. Let's see what we can do here against Super Monkey. This hand is totally reasonable. What I'm gonna do is just cycle my Time Walk. Oh, they are on Dredge. I was wondering if this was a Wizard 2002 alternate account. I don't know if this is this might be Wizard, because I know Wizard hates that. Everybody knows he's gonna play Dredge. So if I can Time Walk into a blue source and play Narset before the first Bazaar activation, that would be great. My opponent is also mulliganed to 2 cards. So it's very likely we are just gonna Mystical for a Tinker here and win after we try to first find a blue source. Found a Karn. That's kind of interesting. I can get a Tormod's Crypt on the first Karn and a Needle on the second Karn. I think that's better than just going for Tinker. It's pretty good against my opponent's Molded too. I guess I can Mystical for... Oh. Okay. Sure. I was going to say I can Mystical for Tinker anyways, but... Yeah, so they only get 1 Bazaar activation, and then we have a Tormod's Crypt, so... Nothing is really bad for us here. They did hit a Stinkweed Imp. No reason to activate our Crypt now. I mean, I think PO's game 1 match versus Dredge is okay. It's not that bad. They hit a Creeping Chill, an Icarid, and a Prize Amalgam, so I am just gonna Tormod's Crypt here. And that means they have a turned off Bazaar of Baghdad and a Stinkweed Imp in their hand. Do I lose anything by attacking here? I don't think so. Turn 1 card, not bad, I agree. I also have been okay on my flips for the most part here. Mentor. I really don't have any mana sources, unfortunately. For whatever. So my opponent could technically have drawn blue card Force here. But I have a Flusterstorm backup, so nothing matters really. Yeah, I mean, it's gonna kill them. It's just 3 attacks, and they don't even get to discard before then. It's pretty... Karn ends the game pretty quick, so nothing to worry about. Definitely take this. The 2 needle attacks saved us an attack. True. True. Okay, take it to game 1 and win against Dredge. We're going to bring in these anti-Dredge cards, this anti-Dredge card, and this anti-Dredge card. And we're actually going to take out the Karn, even though it just won us the game. Typically, don't need Hercules or Dress Down or one of these islands. And Mental Misstep I usually don't like either. We don't really need Repeal, but sometimes they play Chalice, and it's just kind of nice to have an answer. And sometimes I like to be able to, like, Sphinx doesn't always win, so it's nice to have the ability to Citadel as well. This hand's just not very good. It's mulligan. They also mulligan. This hand's fantastic. What do I put down? I guess I put back Ponder. I don't know. Maybe I just put back Tormod's Crypt. I think it's better to have Force for Grief and then have way to stop them and a way to win. Opponent is on a mult of 5 currently. All right, see what you got for us, opponent. One Dredger in the yard. Do you have a Grief? No Grief. All right, turn 1 Jailer. Okay, here we go. It's 5-1. We're up against Yanmaster, and they played Oops All Spells to a 2nd place finish in Sunday morning's challenge. So actually today. So we're looking for a hand that is good against Oops All Spells. This is a hand I am willing to keep against Oops All Spells. Not a good hand, but it is a hand that I would always keep against Oops. Like the number one thing is against Oops All Spells, you are the control deck. So keeping Force Fluster is important. Dark Ritual. I think I'd rather just keep the Fluster value now.
It's like too risky to let them like cast a spell off of it and then have, you know, packed backup for my, I don't know, double pack backup or something. I also don't want to get rid of this paradoxical outcome. Mentor. Mentor doesn't finish this game fast enough, unfortunately. All right. If they force this, I wonder if I would force back. So our best draw is just Moxen. Non-Opal Moxen. Nice. All right, I'm pretty reasonably happy now. Definitely gonna go for PO. See if we can't draw into another fluster. All right, we didn't draw into another fluster. So if I hit for 5, and then I have 2, 3, 4, 5, plus 4. I'm gonna play 1 opal at least. I think just 1 opal is fine. What is going on? Did not go the way I wanted it to. Two, 6. Okay, that actually wasn't enough, huh? Oh, I mean, yeah, I was gonna do it. All right, and that's why I kept Flusterstorm Force of Will. All right, I don't have ley lines to bring in, which is unfortunate. What will I bring in? Opal force my opal? What, on that turn? Yeah, maybe. I wasn't really going that deep. Could have figured it out later. It's just oops all spells, yeah. I wish I had ley lines, but I typically don't play ley lines in PO. I haven't found them to be very good. Opponent is going to bring in a bunch of force of negations, basically. Maybe not on the play. I don't think we're bringing in anything. I guess we could technically bring in opposition agent against Tinker and Demonic. I don't know. It depends. I guess maybe we bring in Needle and Crypt. Maybe we just bring in the Graveyard Hate, even though it's less good. Let's just take a look. Let's just take a peek. Let's see what we have first. Opponents don't play Chalice, so no reason to play Repeal. Dress Down is good. Hercules isn't bad. I mean, all our cards are pretty good. It's possible we're supposed to leave in Tormod's Crypt in the sideboard for our Karn. Yeah, we could do that. And an island, yeah. Someone has been paying attention to the way I sideboard. I like this. This is fine. It's really not popular. It's a niche deck that sometimes gets played. Like Medivh's been playing it for a while and goes 0-5 as much as he wins the challenge with it. Like it's one or the other usually. I don't think I'm gonna bring an opposition agent for just Demonic Tinker, but the Graveyard Hate makes sense, and this is also Charbelcher Hate, so this makes sense to me. We also have Dress Down, which is quite good as well. All right, I'm gonna mulligan. Good God. Probably just have to keep this hand. Yeah, I think the green white Wessel list is totally playable. I think I just have to keep this. Yep, that's my plan. If we get a turn 2. So they have to have packed backup. Didn't have pack backup. They do have another turn where they have 4 mana though. So every time they draw a combo piece, it is lethal. Tinker's not bad if I draw like a Moxen, non-opal Moxen next turn. All right. I mean, any point we resolve Karn, we probably win. If we can get to that point, I drew an opal. Ah! Sorry, I screamed that. I did say non-opal Moxen though. That's a good draw. I have to win. I have to live one more turn. I need to live one more turn. I lived one more turn. All right, now they have to not have force. Dress down. Just play Karn. They had force. Kind of figured at this point. Okay. All right, they had another force. Pitching Pact of Negation. Holy shit. They must have drawn all counter magic after their Undercity Informer goes countered. I can just hold open, dress down, and end of turn vamp. I guess I could theoretically go for vamp, dress down. How much mana is this? 5. I vamp, dress down, and get a 2 mana spell. That's probably worse. Dress down might also just like kill my opponent. If they like go for a spy, I can let them mill over their whole library, and then with an Archimedes on the stack, cast dress down, and then they can't Oracle combo me, and they just die. Dress down's so good. Oh, this is Tinker? Oh, this is Agadeem's Awakening on X is 3. But they won't have the mana to do it, so it doesn't matter. That's cool. Never seen that happen before. Yeah, we just go for something. Maybe Yogwill Tinker. Definitely not Ancestral. No, a Dress Down already kills them, guys. Dress Down already beats Undercity Informer. So I'm just looking for a way to... I already have, like, if they go for the kill, I have them beat with Dress Down. So I'm just looking for a way to kill them on my turn without having to worry at all. I think it's just Pio. I guess I could just needle them as well. But Yogg will Tinker. I'm just gonna go PO. It seems fine. It kind of went awful, didn't it? I guess I have Citadel. It doesn't matter, right? Oh, I guess they could draw a Pact of Negation and I would lose, right? Let's see. If I have... Wow, did I just... I think I have to EOT dress down and then... Because if I draw Pact of Negation, I lose. It's kind of frustrating. Doesn't that, like, lead me to a similar place? Where I'm losing if I draw Pact, if I go to my turn? Because if they Pact, or if they counter my Citadel... So I can go Opal, draw Mentor. I don't even like that. I can hardcast Citadel next turn with Underground Sea, double Opal. Well, maybe I'll just do that. All right, well, now I have Force backup. Oh, yeah, now I have Force backup as well. All right, it's fine. If I just went for, like, dress down to kill them, that's what I'm worried about. Like, I don't think there's any reason to... Now I should be fine. Yeah, I was mostly looking to dress down kill them, but then the way it shaped out, it didn't really work out that way. No, I don't think it matters. I should be fine with this much life to go through a top. I probably should just went for the Yogg Will the other turn. Oh, I could also just, like, hold that open as well. Yeah, this is fine. I think I'll just draw. Well, I don't actually have a blue mana, right? So I might as well just draw. I think it'll be fine. Maybe I shouldn't have done that. I don't have a blue mana, though, so it doesn't really save me, right? All right, well, now they're just super dead. I don't really like how I played this game. I feel like I made some choices that put me at opportunity to win. No, I'm saying about, like, Ancestral in response to them. I'm saying like Ancestral as a kill. Maybe I'm not articulating myself very well. I apologize. I should be holding priority. There's no reason not to. Okay, this works better. What is this called? An Undercity Informer? Let's just cast a PO. Maybe I should have bounced back my Mentor so I don't have to deal with these triggers anymore. Just looking for a time walk. All right, they're off it. Oh yeah, I could draw the top. I could draw the thing, and then the very last action, I take Brainstorm the Ancestral to the top of my library. That's true. I think there were optimizations there for sure. I don't think I played that one optimally. I think I played it well enough, but I feel like I made some things that we could have changed. Yeah. Okay, here we are. 8th and final round of this vintage RCQ. We've got a streamer battle. Against us is Kane. Kane has been playing the very new and hip Luris Breach Jeskai deck. So a bunch of Pyroblasts, which are going to be pretty problematic for us. It's going to be a tough matchup. And obviously Kane is a powerful wizard, so we'll have to see what we can do here. I don't know if this is a keepable hand. Opponent is on 2 Pyroblasts in the main, 2 Flusterstorms in the main, Ragavan, Shredder, Arcanist, Breach, Strip Mine, Wasteland. This hand's really bad against Wasteland. It's pretty good if I draw exactly Moxen on turn 1 and just slam a Karn. No dazes from our opponent's deck. Yeah, I think with a fetch, I'm much more interested in this hand. I'm thinking I'm going to put it back. I don't know. I'm on the draw. The Fluster's like just not great against their early plays. It's not bad, but it's just not great. I do like Karn though. Non-flusterable, not. They do have a negation and 4 forces. It's close. It's like super close. That's why I'm tanking for so long. I think it's like a totally reasonable keep, but it also has like some clear flaws. I don't know if it gets like a ton better against their deck though. That's what I'm really worried about. I'm gonna keep it. It has some risk associated with it, but I think it's an okay hand. Definitely my number 1 draws are non-opal Moxen, and then number 2 draws are fetch lands. It's close. It's close. I'm not gonna fault anyone for going either way. Hit Mystical Tutor. This could be not great if I get Wastelanded here. Opponent is only on 3 Wastelands. They hit my Scalding Tarn. Kind of needed that one. Okay, didn't get Wastelanded. This is good. I can't really afford to Mystical Tutor. If I had a Vamp or something that I could actually cast and I could go get like a Mana Crypt, then I might do that. Oh, wow. Okay. Well, these Flusterstorms look a bit silly when my opponent has 6 mana on turn 2. Not good. Very not good. Well, I mean, this Karn would be very good against my opponent's draw. If I had drawn the Moxen and slammed the Karn, I feel like we'd actually be in pretty great shape. Looks like they're just going to go for the Lurrus play, which I currently have no counterplay for. Yep. Well, now the Karn's not very good as they have 5 power in play. This doesn't even really get better. Mystical Tutor was just a horrendous draw. That's a great draw, though. I think we just play Karn and plus it. And try to draw a land next turn so that we can have Fluster. They might let this resolve because they kill it in 2 turns. We also technically have things like Mystical for Tinker. I'm thinking that if we can stifle their Black Lotus, maybe we can draw land and get a PO through or something. We're definitely super far behind. So they have negation. Oh, okay. So I could Tormod script their Black Lotus. I then lose my Karn. But that seems stupid. I would much rather just plus my Karn, make them attack it twice, turn off their Lotus for a turn. They have no bolts in the main, so we are going to get one more turn with Karn. Which I think is fine. It's kind of just a time walk almost. And hopefully we'll buy us enough time and choke them enough on mana that we can maybe go for like a PO with Fluster backup or something. These Flusters have been about as good as I thought they were going to be. So if I thought the Flusters were going to be this bad, I probably should have mulliganed. Whereas Ragavan's still going to attack me. Okay, that's fair. They hit my Monastery Mentor. Are you fucking kidding? Sorry, excuse my language. That's the best possible. That is the single best possible. Also would have been an incredible draw from my side of the table where I get to play a Mentor with Flusterstorm backup against my opponent's derpy creatures. I guess they could miss a land drop and not be able to play it. I'm kind of more upset I don't get to play it, but oh, they don't have a land drop. All right, so I mean, it's still a good hit for them because I don't get a Mentor. All right, so if I draw a land, I have PO with Fluster backup. Land or Sapphire. Come on, come on, come on, come on, come on, come on. Okay, I mean, that could be good too. I'm just going to jam. Do I pick up Karn? No, I don't think so. Force. Two cards left in hand. Fluster or Pyro. Yeah, Force. Okay, we got all of their cards out of their hand. So we have Tinker next turn. Will they kill Karn? This went pretty well, all things considered. Though we don't have we don't have a mentor to win with, so we might have to get creative. And we also can't double Citadel kill them because they're at 21 life. We might actually have a huge problem. I guess we have Lattice and maybe Sphinx off of like Yogg Karn or something. Things could get very difficult very quickly. Wasteland. No! That's such a good top deck. Now I can't tinker. Ah, shit. I think I just have to... I don't think there's anything I can do here. I can demonic, but doesn't really... I guess I could go mystical, demonic, and then try to tinker next turn, but I'll be at 10. That wasteland draw was so good. Yeah, I don't think I want a mystical here. Snap. I don't know. Maybe we block Luris. I don't know. Can't really block Ragavan, and they have a breach in their yard. All right, ambush Viper. No, I don't think. I think I'm at too low of a life total for that to be entirely relevant right now. What'd you draw? Oh, tried hard. Okay. I've drawn all 3 flusters. Yikes. Fluster's not terrible, but it's just not good enough. Okay, I mean, it's pretty bad. That wasteland saved the game for them. I think we had a really realistic shot of winning with Mystical Tinker. They hit my paradoxical outcome. I guess they could theoretically cast PO here off of all treasures. They drew Ancestral for turn. Okay. I see why Kane's winning. yeah, Kane's the homie for sure. Man, okay. Yeah. 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 I thought we had a nice window that we created like a good window for ourselves. The turn that we were gonna untap with Mystical Tinker. It just didn't work out. Like at least I can just concede after this gets countered, or after my Tinker gets countered, I should say. Oh, maybe I should supposed to mulligan the hand. I could see it. I'm just gonna bring in Dismember and Hydroblast, and take out Hercules and a top and a Mystical. Yeah, that looks fine. That game was closer than I thought it was going to be. We were able to get 2 forces out of their hand and have a window to resolve Tinker. No, it's really not. It's okay against my opponent's deck because my opponent has like a bunch of Dreadhorde Arcanists, but I think I'd rather have it in my card board than anything else. Jailer is very bad. Jailer doesn't stop Breach or Dreadhorde Arcanist. Yeah, the Flusterstorms were just really bad. I just never had the mana to use them. Yo, I hope you had a good day, Eric. This matchup is rough. It's very rough. Maybe I could play a Crypt instead of an Opal. I don't know. I really just don't like it. If I had Soul Guide Lantern, I would bring in Soul Guide Lantern for sure. But Crypt is like, it's just a bad magic card. I actually think maybe if the Ragavan hadn't hit Mentor, I'm not sure. This one has very similar problems to my last hand. Technically, I can brainstorm away this Citadel. But the hand is just so medium. Doesn't really have a clear path to victory. I'm going to mulligan this. Just feels bad. This one at least has mana, but it also doesn't really have a lot going for it either. Also, super exposed to Wasteland. I make my deck like really good against Wasteland, and I still get completely wrecked. I mean, I have to like... How do I even play this out? Yeah, I guess. This hand is like not good. I'm gonna mulligan it. This hand is better. 2 cards on the bottom. Can I just go for Tinker here? If I go Lotus, Sapphire, top, 3 mana, I could just go for Tinker, right? I mean, I think opponent will have a counter spell. They have a 7-card hand with 6 forces in their deck. But I'm not, I don't think I would ever throw this out. Almost have hard cast. I guess I have nothing after this, but oh shit, just resolves? Okay. That was a bit all in. Oh no, I bricked off though. Am I gonna get Shattering Spreed? I can't believe I just went all in on that. Okay, I didn't get Shattering Spreed. Ancestral, sure. I guess I could get Shattering Spreed still. Lotus and Ruby. Okay. Ancestral, Faithless Looting. I mean, this was the most all-in I could possibly be. The power of the London Mulligan. All right, what do we got? PO. Sure. It is what it is. Can't repeal here in response. That would not work out well. Sure. Okay. 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 So I shouldn't have boarded out that third top. Oh, there's my top. Only have 13 life after this. I mean, they could have a million forces too. Have to see what happens. Sure. Okay, that's a good card to have on top. Oh, negation. Okay. All right, now I'm feeling a little comfortable. Yeah, I mean, Bolt Citadel is completely broken for sure. Mm. All right, that should be good. This is a surprise win for me. Kind of went hard. I wasn't even looking at what cards I was drawing. Just looking for a time walk. I guess I have Vamp in my yard. I guess I have the Yogg will kill. Guess we can just do the Yogg will kill. Oh, yeah, I have a Black Lotus in my yard. Okay. Sack. Yogg will. Should have sacked the mentor. Would have made this go a lot faster. Okay. So yeah, basically I replay my Bolus of Citadel and I resack 10 monks. 20 damage. Okay. All right. That was a steal. Oh my god, we are so lucky. Opponent just kept the hand with no force and then drew no shattering sprees. Okay. Okay. I mean, they kept the hand with Ancestral clearly, right? So it's not like their hand was wrong to keep. We just went all in on a Tinker, turn 1 Tinker hand and just hope they had nothing, which is something you do sometimes. All right, try back. All right, on the draw, up against Jeskai Breach. Win and in to top 8. Oh, not another one of these hands. Man. Another one of these hands, huh? This is like my game 1 hand. This is exactly like my game 1 hand. They kept their 7 again. I'm going to mulligan this hand, I think. It's just not very strong. Don't really like it. Yeah, this is fine. No, I don't think you have to keep that hand. You kind of have to roll a little high against Jeskai. Like, their deck is just so good against me. I might end up looking for Demonic Mentor here. Yeah, Kane's on 4 Wastelands. I mean, they're tapped out. Maybe I can draw Force. That's not a good draw. Island Go looks like the best play here. I don't think anything else leads me to a very advantageous position. All right. They have full information of my hand. They're going to hit Metal Grot before I do. They hit my jet. That's the perfect draw. Bring it, give it back. Give it back. No, come on. I got punished for playing my basic instead of playing my fetch. Okay, fair enough, fair enough. Fair enough. I guess I lose. What do you want from me? Jet was my perfect draw, and I shouldn't have played my basic island. That was a pretty big misplay, but it's fine. Yeah, I like Karn in this matchup. It's a non-pyroblastable, non-flusterstormable target. Narset? Kane's monkey is so well trained. It's actually ridiculous how good Kane's monkeys have been. They've hit the single best card at every point in this match. It's been so good. All right. I'm gonna hope we draw like a mana crypt and try to go for a mentor line. It's kind of all I can do. I mean, opponent also has to have no force, and they know my whole hand. It's just, why counter Brainstorm instead of Narset with my Flusterstorm, they ask. Chat, Flusterstorm doesn't counter Narset. Flusterstorm counters instants and sorceries. This game, if I used all of my luck in game 2. This game, anything that could have possibly went wrong did go wrong. Everything went wrong. Nothing went right. It was so bad for me. They hit Sapphire! This is all, I have all the right cards on the top of my library. My opponent is playing Consider. I feel like we were in a really good spot to win this game if we had a Jet and a Sapphire. I don't know why they're playing Consider. I could not tell you. I would like to cantrip. I would like to play my Consider, please. I drew up fucking Pio. Pio would have been a card you could have hit off of Ragavan. Why can't they hit the Pio off of Ragavan and give me the Sapphire? Yeah, they just got forced. They haven't even used their second Narset. It's all over. It is just so sad, Justin. Sad, Justin. No, of course not. I just like was very specifically looking to hit Mox Jet and Sapphire, and so it's a little rough that my opponent and then they hit Island after. It's basically I have had the cards on top of my library that would allow me to play this game, but I just haven't been able to draw them. It's unfortunate, but it is what it is. Ragavan put in a lot of work. It's also like I made the misplay of playing my snow-covered island instead of my fetch. That was also just like a huge deal. I mean, they're on 3 swords in the main. Gak doesn't seem like that big a deal. Yeah, like this is just bad variance. I'm not really worried about it. It's just how it happens. Like my keep wasn't strong. It needed like very specifically to draw these Moxen to work. I think they're on 4 Consider. Consider is whatever. It's not a very strong magic card. But I understand that this is a metagame where you're holding open Flusterstorm and Pyroblast, so maybe it makes some sense. Instead of playing like Preordains. They're on 4 Consider, 0 Preordains. I don't think like there's no reason to play Consider. It's just, you know, it's a little bit of a weaker card. No, the way we win this game is Monastery Mentor. But my opponent has 8 cards in hand and has been sculpting their hand for the last 7 turns, so nothing is really working out. My deck does not deal with a Resolved Narset very well. No. I don't play like a bunch of creatures or Saga tokens. I mean, I have to play this game to its conclusion. I can't just concede here. If this was a vintage league, I would, I would concede here, but My opponent has 9 cards in hand. You gotta take the beats when they come. We have tiebreaker chances, but not very likely tiebreaker chances, to be fair. The good news is you get to watch Kane in the top 8. So, this is the third and final game. We are very dead. Our other loss was in round 2, so not a great place to be. They, chat. They. Looks like they must know that we're dead. Yeah, I mean, sure. No, I'm gonna make dinner and do chores and not think about Magic. This was a good tournament. I'm not unhappy with this tournament. 6-2. A lot of the good part about this is I have solidified a lot of my thoughts about the deck. I was pretty concerned after Saturday's challenge that my deck wasn't like good at all. But today went much better. Though if this deck picks up a lot of popularity, things could be pretty difficult. This is like it's very much a Jeskai deck. Yeah, no worries. Oh, I loathe this kind of deck. I would rather never play this kind of deck if I can help it. Don't like playing it. I would much rather play some kind of Tinker monstrosity. But I think this deck is much harder to beat than Grixis Tinker Breach. So I think when you take out Saga, it just makes it extremely hard to attack. Though this deck looks really weak to ley lines. Like if this is going to be the normal Breach deck, this Breach deck does not answer the ley line problem. I think if you just board in Leyline of the Void versus this deck, I don't think it functions. Congrats to Kane, though. Locking in top 8. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 2 6-2s, and Nathan and I are the highest rated 6-2s going in. So there's a shot. We'll see what happens.